Nyro, Cleveland. I want to start by saying how honored I am to take part in the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of one of my favorite artists, the extraordinary Nyro.
Come on, people, come on, children. There's a king at the glory river, and the precious king of the people to sing. Babes in the blinking sun, sang we shall overcome.
I fell in love with her the moment I put that needle down on the vinyl. I heard that haunting imagery, that beautiful music, that beautiful, sexy little girl voice, which had soul in its DNA, her inimitable piano style. I said, where the hell did this come from? Where did it come from? It was just unbelievable, this mix. She wrote her first song when she was 8. But listen, by the time she was 17, she had already written the classic, And When I Die, which was a hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And all through the late 60s and the 70s, she wrote songs that were hits for so many well-known artists. Wedding Bell Blues, Blowin' Away, Stony End, Time and Love, Save the Country, Stone Soul Picnic, Sweet Blindness. All these songs were hits, major hits for other artists, and they sold in the millions.
I love you so, I always will. I look at you and you see the passion eyes of May. Oh, but am I ever gonna see my wedding day?
Everything seemed heightened and exotic in her songs. She could make a trip to the grocery store feel like a night at the Casbah. Honestly, I get verklempt just thinking about it, because in those days, you really felt stuff.
Eli's coming, hide your heart, girl. Eli's coming, hide your heart, girl. Girl, Eli's coming, better hide, girl. Eli's coming, better hide your heart.
I do have to say, very seriously, that if I didn't mention the enormous sense of social consciousness that she brought to her work, I would really be a fool. She supported both the peace movement and the women's movement and wove their themes into her music. Although she continued to make music until she passed away from cancer at age 49, she cast a long shadow on my generation, and I'm especially glad to be standing here tonight so that I can ask the younger members of the audience, especially the women, to listen to her music and hear for themselves the Laura that we all fell in love with. In a world full of imitators, fake it till you make it, she was a complete original in a world and a league all her own. I still put those records on. They sound like they were made yesterday. When I think of her, I see her in my mind's eye, sailing down Columbus Avenue in full regalia, her long dark hair falling down her back, hoop earrings, fringed shawls, long skirts trailing behind in the dust. She's Mother Earth, a role that suited her down to the ground, someone who embodied what everyone in our line of work would be if we only had the guts. Thank you all so much for recognizing her brilliant contribution to rock and roll. I thank you. And I know that everyone who loved her so much in those early days, who lost track of her and who wondered what had happened, I know that everyone is so gratified to see this day finally come round at last. And here to accept the award on behalf of his mother, Nyro, is the one child born, her son, Gil Bianchini.
Thank you. On behalf of my mother, I want to thank the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for this honor. My mother was a very private person, and she wasn't really interested in publicity and the business of the music industry. But I know if she were here, she would be proud to receive this. Her music touched millions of people around the world. Every fan I've ever met had a story about how her music changed them and motivated them to pursue the greater things in life, and how her messages and melodies inspired them to push and overcome their fears, suffering, and addictions. Through her lyrics, she spoke of trials and tribulations, tragedies, and adversities, and had a special message for women at a time when many were put down and treated unfairly. She was My mother left an incredible legacy that continues to touch so many people. I'm proud to say that the powerful music she created inspires me and all of her fans. Thank you.
And now, sing one of Laura Nyro's biggest hits, Sarah Bareilles.
Remember